Hello, everyone. It is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Welcome to another episode of the He Says, She Says Sports Talk Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Big Red along with Tony. What's good, Tony? How are you?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you feeling? How's your week?
I'm good. It's hot here in New York. We're in the 90s this week, and I need to be by a beach ASAP.
I feel you on that. It's hot here too. We in the 90s too, so I feel you on that. We got a little bit of news to talk about this week in sports. Obviously, with the NBA Finals ended last night. Game 7, Oklahoma City ended up winning that game to take the NBA championship. SGA won your Finals MVP. Um, what was your take on the game? Obviously, the Halliburton injury was key in the second quarter, but the Pacers tried to hang in there, but didn't end up being able to hang in with the crowd and the momentum that the Thunder has. So, what was your take on the Thunder winning it all?
Yeah, I mean, look, first and foremost, I want to stop hearing from people, oh, the Thunder didn't deserve that win because of Tyrese Halliburton, whatever. Injuries
Halliburton, yeah,
happen. It is the worst. It sucks. And honestly, I do think the Pacers would have won that game if he played, but he didn't. And it does not take away from OKC's season, from their
yeah,
dominance, from everything that they did and all the adjustments that they made. It was a tough series, but like ultimately they won. They like and they deserved to be there. So I'm really sick of that take being on the internet that they didn't deserve it somehow. Both of those teams deserved to win. That's my opinion. The injury was awful as always, and you always know exactly what it is when it happens.
was Achilles for sure. He
And,
already
oh,
had the
it is.
bad right calf,
It's been
but
it's been
it
announced.
definitely was an Achilles. Yeah,
It's been announced he tore his Achilles and he's out for the entirety of the next season. They took what they deemed to be a calculated risk to have him play in that game despite the calf injury. But I don't know why in 2025 we're still playing on calf injuries because you know that that's an ACL, an Achilles waiting to happen. It's so
yeah.
brutal to watch. 7 minutes
Hmm.
in, he had like 9 points. He was like 3 for 4. It was ridiculous. He looked like he was about
Yeah.
to have a legacy game, and all it takes is a little bit of a
He started off hot for sure. He hit three threes, uh, out of his four first threes. So he started off pretty hot for sure. And Pacers were right there. They were winning for in the lead for sure, and in the mix before he took that injury, which was unfortunate. But like you said, I do want to give a shout out to the Pacers though, because like you said, they both of the teams deserved it for sure. So but Oklahoma City, you knew they were just going to be too much, and the momentum swing, the crowd behind them, the crowd was going crazy. So it was just a matter of time before you knew Pacers couldn't hang in there. They definitely did a good job, but nobody could pick up the slack, and Siakam couldn't do it by himself. Definitely. So, but shout out to the Pacers for their effort because nobody definitely thought at the beginning of the year the Pacers would be in the finals in a game 7. If you would have said that at the beginning of the year, nobody would believe you. So shout out to them for certain on that. And shout out to the Thunder for winning it because both teams deserved it, but the Thunder got it and SGA got finals MVP. What's your take on his season?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people have a lot of things to say about SGA, but I think he's a talented player. He's he's young, he's capable, he's charismatic. I know we've talked about this over and over again, the new face of the league and da 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 and this competition for the new face of the league and how he's Canadian, he's not American. So technically he is another foreign player, but I just I think to me, I could see him becoming a potential prospect for face of the league. I like him a lot. I know a lot of people think he flops. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I think LeBron flops. I think everybody does it, so I don't know why it's such a big deal when SGA does it. But I like him. Family guy, charismatic, good ball player, respectful. humble. He said we deserved this win. We all worked hard for it, and I don't know, just he's an easy guy to I think respect. So
Yeah, no, he definitely is. I mean, the season that he had was definitely rare. He hit rare form, and only a few guys had the season he had where he was a scoring champ, first team All NBA, obviously regular season MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, and obviously the Finals MVP along with winning the championship. You know, it's not
right the
too
year.
many guys that are. Yeah, great year for sure. So I mean, he's obviously in the position to be the face of the league. I mean, I think it's kind of past the, whether or not you're from America or not. But I do think he could potentially be that if he wanted to be. It just depends on. I mean, they're looking good for next year. They were the youngest team in the league, and they won it all. So, I mean, the future's bright for them. If they can rack off a couple more championships, then uh, he'll be in that. They'll start putting him in rare form. They were asking.
We've had a different team win every year since what, 2018, 2019. It's been
Yeah, yeah,
like
literally a
five
different
different
team.
teams, six different teams each year. I don't know. I feel like OKC can repeat if they want to.
They could, yeah, they
I think
definitely
they have
got a
the best
chance.
chance at repeating.
Yeah,
They're just so young
yeah, no,
and
definitely,
talented.
no, 100%, definitely. They definitely could repeat. They're gonna have a tough time, I think, with the Houston Rockets because there was a trade that happened a day ago where Kevin Durant, the Phoenix Suns traded Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. The Phoenix Suns received Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in the 25 NBA draft, and 5 second-round picks for Kevin Durant. Now, do you feel like that was too much for Durant? I know we talked about this with the Bane trade last week. Do you feel like that was too much for Durant? And also, how do you feel he fits with the Rockets and the Rockets' chances in the Western Conference next year?
Yeah, I mean, look, Katie has a lot of name value, right? Like, I do think maybe even if you think maybe they're giving away too much, you're giving it away for name value and talent. So he's
Yeah.
gonna definitely bring in fans and bring in eyes on this Houston Rockets team. It's another young team, could definitely benefit from a leader and a veteran like KD. It seems like the Rockets are a team that's on the cusp, and we talked about how last week how it was too much um to get them over the hump. Like one player wasn't going to get Orlando over the hump, right? This is a team that can get over the hump with one player, I think, and get to make a playoff run. So
Yeah, make a playoff run for sure. I agree. I agree with you on that. The Rockets still got some pieces around him for sure. They still got a young, good team as well. I hate to see them lose Jalen Green. Dylan Brooks, I don't care too much about, but uh, I don't think it was too much for KD. I think the Rockets really won this trade. I mean, unless Phoenix does something with those draft picks to put some pieces together. I think the Rockets won this trade. Even with Booker still there at Phoenix, I don't think adding Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks is going to put Phoenix in any contention. So uh, the Rockets definitely look better as far as it goes. So I think that Kevin Durant was definitely worth the trade, in my opinion, too, as well. So definitely, for sure. Um, I want to talk WNBA real quick. The Commissioner's Cup will be July 1st, if that's correct.
yep.
Obviously, we got two hot teams, the Minnesota Link and the Indiana Fever. Obviously led by two good players, Nafisa Collier and Caitlin Clark. What's your take on the cup, and how do you feel it went this year, and how do you feel about the matchup?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the matchup. I think there's gonna be a lot of eyes on this matchup. It's great for the W, it's great for ratings. Do I think maybe the Liberty could have slipped in there instead of the Fever? Yeah, probably. Um, and we could have gotten a repeat of last year's championship, but I totally understand how it happened, and the Liberty are kind of going through their, a little bit of a slump. They've got some injuries going on. Jonquel Jones is injured. So I don't think they need to be playing in this game, to be honest. Now, even looking back at it in hindsight, they need to just start finding ways to win games and get their players healthy again. But I love Nafisa Collier. I love this Minnesota Lynx team. I think they're just as strong as they were a year ago. Um, and again, it should be a heavily watched game. And that makes me excited for the WNBA and their continued rating success.
Yeah, no, I think it went well this year as well, and the Liberty could definitely have an argument there for sure about being there instead of the Fever. But I like the matchup. I'm interested in seeing the game and watching the game. You got two of the top players, obviously, with Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier. Nafisa Collier having an MVP season, in my opinion. She's definitely top three. But Caitlin Clark, like I said, she's doing her thing too. She's averaging 19 and 9, um,
I
five
said it at the
rebounds.
beginning of the year when we did our preseason analysis. I'm pretty sure you asked me if I thought it was a Caitlin Clark MVP year, and I said no, it's a Nafisi Collier MVP season.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, you definitely did. She's definitely having a great year for sure. She's probably top for right now, top getter for the MVP, but definitely she's having a great year. Looking forward to that game. That's July 1st, the Commissioner's Cup. So definitely. Real quick too, also, let's talk NHL real quick. Just the Stanley Cup. Florida Panthers won that. Great win for them. Also over Edmonton. Shout out to them. Obviously, you picked the Panthers. I picked Edmonton's, but it's all good. Shout out to them though for winning the Stanley Cup. Um, Obviously, what's your take on it? I know you probably don't have much on it. Sam Bennett won the Conn Smitty Award for the Panthers, but yeah, no. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I just think as we went through the playoffs, it just looked more and more to me like the Panthers were due to repeat. They looked like the most complete team, and they were on a little bit of a tear, just headed through those playoffs.
Yeah,
I think maybe where they were seated definitely got their feathers a little riled up, and sometimes it's just the timing of it, and you know what the outside chatter is saying can definitely push you and propel you forward. And I think maybe that happened a little bit with this Panthers team. And I like we said, the NBA hasn't had a repeat winner in a while, and now the NHL's got a repeat winner here and a team with a target on their back going into the next season.
they do. I mean, they got a dynasty they putting together down there in South Florida for sure. Definitely. Shout out to them on winning the Stanley Cup. They dominated in a lot of the games in the series for real. The games Edmonton won were pretty close, but the games Florida won were dominant. So, I mean, they got a good team for sure. So, shout out to them. Um, let's go to the NFL. We talked about Jair Alexander and where he would possibly go. He ended up signing with the Ravens to go play with his college teammate Lamar Jackson. They played at Louisville together, but he signed to a 1 year, $6 million max deal. The Ravens just adding to the pot. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I love when a team in the AFC North upgrades their defense.
Yeah, and they graded
That's
at their
awesome.
corner position, which is going to help against those receivers that are on there in Cincy for sure. So
Look, you can double whoever you want. There's always gonna be somebody else open. We
I
spend
knew
money somewhere, okay? Where we
I
spend
knew
money
something was
was
coming. I knew something was coming for sure. It wouldn't be right.
we
But
spend
no,
that money, and Jermaine Burton looks good. Yoshi looks good. Gasecki's a
hmm
great receiving tight end. You can double whoever you want on that dang field. the Bengals offense gonna be okay. uh,
Yeah, no, for
but
sure.
it does load the Ravens up on defense. That was something where they were weak last year, so that was definitely a
Hmm.
position that they were due to upgrade.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a 1 year contract, so it gives him opportunity to show what he still got. Whether he re-signs with them after this year or maybe go somewhere else. But no, congrats to him and good luck to him as well. Let's talk about the rookie Travis Hunter and his contract. He just signed finally with the Jags. Um, Let's see, it was a 4 year, $46 million fully guaranteed contract. He has a $30 million signing bonus, which is paid up front.
Huge up.
With Yeah, set a new record, making him the first non-quarterback not drafted first overall to receive his entire signing bonus up front. So, how do you feel about that? Him getting that contract, and do you think he's worth it?
The Jags are dying for their missing piece. They're dying for the thing that gets them over the hump. You
They thought it was Trevor Lawrence, but it's not
have Trevor
him,
Lawrence. You think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence. You have, Brian Thomas Jr. He's a great receiver.
which he's nice.
He's a
I like him.
fantastic receiver.
Yeah.
I think what they've been missing and what I don't think Trevor Lawrence has been a great face of the team for them. And
Mhm.
maybe with this huge up front, they're hoping that Travis Hunter and the eyes that he brings and the fans that he brings, the attention that he garners, especially as a two-way guy, as a Colorado Deion Sanders, Coach Prime guy. I think maybe they're just hoping that, he's that missing piece for them. He's the spark. He brings viewers, he brings energy. Um, and they're investing a lot into him, and I think that that's great. But it's also a lot of pressure on a rookie who's never played a snap in the NFL.
No, it definitely is. I mean, like I said, we're going to see. Like I said, from what they talking about him in practice, they saying he doesn't get, like I said, just like they said at Colorado, he doesn't get tired. Um, he's out there working on both sides of the field. He's putting in the work in the film room, and he's showing it out there on the practice field apparently too. His teammates love him, but yet again, like you said, we got to show it on the field. So we'll see. I mean, congratulations to him on the contract. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it, um, but because if he performs like he did on both sides of the ball in the league, I mean, he's setting a new standard for sure that's never been set. So shout out to him on getting the contract for sure. I want Obviously we wondered why it was taking so much time, and now we know. So congratulations to him, definitely. One thing I wanted to shout out to or just mention before we get done with the NFL, the Commanders need to sign Terry McLaurin. He's trying to get a new contract. They've been like, holding back on that. And yeah, I think they just really need to sign him. He deserves it. He was there during the rough times. He was the only piece they always had at receiver. He's always been consistent. Now that they have a quarterback there and Jaden Daniels, I know they signed Debo Samuel, but Debo is not better than Terry in my mind. I don't care what
No,
nobody says.
I don't think so. And
Yeah.
here's the thing, Commanders and Commanders fans, you have to understand these fans have been patiently waiting. They've been
Mhm.
dying for this. And they love the loyalty that Terry McLaurin has given them. And they value that loyalty with loyalty, right? And if you don't keep him, I think you are going to take a very fragile fan base and potentially alienate them.
No, definitely, because he is loved by the fans, definitely 100%. Because they watched him perform. They've had terrible quarterbacks in that organization. Now, like I said, they got a guy there. You need to solidify your one, which is Terry McLaurin. He's definitely a wide receiver one. Yes, Debo helps. Debo adds to the arsenal that you give that young quarterback. But other than that, you gotta sign Terry McLaurin. I don't know what the holdup is on that, but they need to re-sign him. Washington fans, I don't know what's going on with the owners, but y'all got to get the boy signed. He definitely deserves it for sure. Shout out to Scary Terry. But let's talk college football real quick before we go. Um, Wisconsin is suing Miami, the University of Miami, for tampering with a player. The player's name is Xavier Lucas. He's a defensive back. He used to play with Wisconsin, obviously. But he transferred to Miami, and there were rumors that Miami got in touch with his family, Xavier Lucas's family, and offered them housing like homes and I guess money to come to Florida or whatever. So he ended up transferring. What's your take on that? And when is the NCAA? Obviously, we talked about this a lot. I know. When
Yeah.
is the NCAA going to get it together on this whole tampering thing and NIL shit that's going on?
I mean, yeah, when is enough enough, right? We say the same things over and over again, and I'm about to repeat myself once again with
Yeah, yeah. I already.
we need regulation right now. Let's see what happens in this lawsuit. And maybe if this lawsuit comes to fruition and actually goes to the courts and there's a real ruling on it, maybe that will propel the NCAA to start taking a little bit of initiative here with some new rules and regulations because right now I don't see why this isn't okay. There's no real rule that's saying that this isn't okay, right? So they could try to go through with this lawsuit, but I don't think that they can win. I don't see in the rules where they broke the rules
Yeah,
necessarily.
no, I feel you.
Huge gray
Uh,
area because that's totally what they did. If they did do it, allegedly, right? It's totally
yeah,
wrong and not cool
yeah.
and not how we should be operating at the college level,
Hmm.
but
I feel like it's like I feel like Wisconsin's putting out the like cry for help, because that's exactly what it is. Because like you said, there's no rules about anything yet, so it's like free for all, which is terrible in my mind. In my opinion, if you're not in a transfer portal, you should not be able to be contacted by any other school at all if you're not in a transfer portal, but obviously these schools get in touch with parents, they might not get in touch with the player. They might get in touch with family, friends, you
loopholes.
know,
There's a loophole for everything
yeah,
right
and
now.
make
There's
offers.
not enough rules and enough regulations to
Hmm.
not have 3,000 loopholes and ways to get this done without ever talking to a player.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's a lot of loopholes as you mentioned. So, these schools are getting in touch with these family and friends and, bringing offers back to these players. And, players are, jumping ship, and apparently the Lucas kid had a 2-year contract with Wisconsin during the time that he just broke to transfer to Miami. So, yeah, no, that's definitely a touchy situation. We'll see what ends up happening with the whole court thing. Good luck, Wisconsin. Again, maybe it's just a cry for help, or maybe it's going to be something that's going to finally make a change with this whole free for all and the tampering going on in the college football world. So,
I mean, honestly, we be passing rules out here left and right in the NIL world that now we're cutting programs. Programs are getting cut. Staff is getting cut. The only thing that is is being upheld is football at this point, football and basketball. I've been hearing entire track programs getting cut because of
yeah.
NIL. So it's just, it's there needs to be more done regulatory wise to because right now we're on a path where the only sports that will exist in college 5 years from now are going to be football, basketball, and they're going to operate like professional leagues, which
And maybe
we
baseball,
have a
maybe
G League.
maybe baseball too. Other than that,
It's gonna
I don't
it's
see it.
gonna turn into college football operating like an NFL G League.
Yeah. You see
That's where we see it going.
college football teams are getting GMs and stuff now. So,
Right.
it
That's
is.
the direction we seem to be heading, which just means that all that money is going to continue to be funneled into football. And yes, football is the money-making sport, but what happens when you start cutting other college sport programs? When you cut the track program, when you cut the rowing teams, when you cut like all these other programs, and now you're not allowing a space for college level athletes in these other sports. That's the direction that we're headed right now. And that's kind of scary because amateur collegiate athletics is heading towards a black hole.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Speaking of a black hole, I got something to touch on before we get up out of here.
Okay.
Uh,
Where is this going?
Vanderbilt quarterback, right? Diego Pavier. I think I'm saying this right. I'm used to slaughtering people's names, you know this, but
Yeah, the
quarterback
social
Diego.
media guys love to call you out for slandering names out here.
Yeah, Diego Pavia. He had an interview on a podcast, and he spoke about the Big Ten, and he also spoke about the state of Vanderbilt football. Um, he made a comment stating that they were going to be the new team in Tennessee, basically like taking over the Volunteers, which have been the team in Tennessee. If you live in Tennessee, you know this. Um, but he spoke on that, saying that Vanderbilt was going to be the new team in Tennessee and that they were going to be the top team in the SEC from here on out. You just watch and see or whatever. And then he also took a shot at the Big Ten, stating that you don't want to take a call from any schools in the Big Ten. Nobody wants to go play at Nebraska or against Nebraska or Purdue. Took a couple shots at a couple schools, which in my mind is crazy to me because you play at Vanderbilt first off. I'm gonna try not to laugh saying this, but he plays at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is one of the bottom schools in the SEC for how long? We already know this, right? They might have had one good year under two under James Franklin when he was there. But other than that, Vanderbilt has been irrelevant, So for you to be at that school, you went 7-6, first of all, last year. Yes, you had a big win against Alabama. Congrats. But you went 7-6. Nebraska went 7-6 last year as well. One of the schools he took a shot at, which is crazy to me. Nebraska has a way better football history than Vanderbilt does. Way bigger revenue than Vanderbilt, way bigger NIL than Vanderbilt. I can go on, but I just think it was crazy for him. He's a decent player too. He's not a bad player. I don't think he's an NFL player. He's a good college player in my mind. I don't think he'll be. I could be wrong, but hey, I don't think he'll transform into an NFL quarterback. He's a decent college player. Uh, does he make Vanderbilt look good? Yes, but to say that they're going to take over state of Tennessee, which I'm in Tennessee a lot, I'm in Nashville a lot, and I'm on that campus a lot. So don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful campus. I like it. I like what they got going on out there in Nashville, but he's tripping, buddy. You're tripping. You play at Vanderbilt. Just stay in Vanderbilt's place. I know y'all had a big win against Bama, but please stay in your place. It's not the same every year.
It's big words from, you know, a guy who seemingly is not in the place to be saying it. I
I
mean,
mean,
like look at how good the Big Ten was this year. Are you joking me? Come on.
yeah. You
And
won't want to take a call from the Big Ten school? I would. Any recruit out here would love to get a call from any Big Ten school. I don't care who it is. Don't get me wrong. There's bottom teams in every conference. And Vanderbilt is one of those teams. They're usually one of those teams. Yes, you had a middle of the conference type record. You were like there in the middle, bottom half. You weren't at the complete bottom this year, but that school is usually at the bottom. So, like I said, I like the confidence he has, though. I will say that I do like the confidence he has. I like that, but don't take shots at people with having too much confidence. Don't take shots at schools and telling people don't take calls. In the SEC is better and all this and that, because that's a whole nother debate. You feel me?
Oh, all I'm gonna say to that kid is go fucking back it up, bro. Go back it up.
Yeah.
Make us
Go
eat
win
the
the
word.
SEC. If
Make
Vanderbilt wins the SEC this year, we got to think of something for me to do. I will do something 100%. And people who know me know I will. I jumped in the pond on my birthday in the freezing cold Super Bowl when the Eagles won. So
we will
I
come
would
up
I
with
will figure
something
out something to do.
because
Uh, th- if Vanderbilt wins the SEC this year, I will uh, go running naked. I don't. I'm just playing, but I'm just playing. But no, if we'll have to think of something for sure. If we're at the end of the college football year and Vanderbilt is at the top of the SEC, then we'll bring this conversation back up. But I don't think I have to worry about anything about that. So I think I'll be
probably
fine.
not. You could probably say you'll do just about anything and it won't come to
And it
fruition.
won't come to fruition. Yeah, I already know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, but more power to him. Make us eat
And I
our
know
words.
Vandy fans are going to eat me up on this, but I just had to say something about it. And I'm in Nashville a lot as well. So
Yeah.
it's,
I would
but
love to eat my words. I would love for this kid to be able to back up his statements, right? Like, you want to
yeah,
talk a big game? Go play a big game. Go back it up.
yeah.
We'll
No,
see.
definitely. Because I don't even think he has a chance to even be the biggest team in the state. Like Tennessee is not going nowhere. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, they're just going and getting better under Josh Heupel every year. So, I mean, Vandy got a long way to go for a year. They got a few more years to go
Yeah.
to be consistent before they can start trying to holler at Tennessee. And plus, if you look at that head-to-head record, it's not even close. But yeah, no. Uh, I
Before we
think
get
I've
out
said
of
enough.
here, before we get
Yeah,
out,
go ahead.
two things. One, what did you think of the championship gear that OKC received? Because I saw the hats and I was overwhelmingly disappointed.
Mhm.
They were so, they were underwhelming.
Yeah, no, they definitely were. I wasn't a big fan of it. Usually they do a good job of that, especially with the finals gear. But
I thought the
yeah,
whole
no,
finals branding was underwhelming this year.
yeah, it definitely was.
It's almost like they didn't try because they were like, oh, we got two small market teams where our ratings are going to tank, so we'll just get it next year, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how it felt.
it's like they saved the design or something. But yeah, no, I wasn't a big fan, and not even of the hats, because I was, you always look at a hat or something like, oh yeah, that hat nice. Oh, they did good with that hat. Me personally, I always do that. I always be like, oh yeah, and no matter which team it is, I always be like, okay, they did nice with the hats. But I didn't think that when with OKC's for sure,
Yeah, no,
definitely.
I was severely underwhelmed. That's all. I just wanted to get that out there. I just thought it was weird. Felt really weird. It was a weird series, despite the fact that we got everything we could have gotten out of it. It went 7 games. There was drama,
Yeah,
there was intrigue, like there were
hmm,
injuries, there was stuff to be talking about, and
yeah,
it just weird, a little weird on behalf of the NBA, but we'll see. We'll see what they
hmm,
come back with next season, how they handle everything. Uh,
yeah, no, definitely.
and then my other question for you is, did you see the trailer for Quarterback season 2?
Did not see the trailer yet for quarterback
They
season two.
dropped the release date, July 8th, so we're like 2 weeks away.
Okay.
And
I'm about to check it out as soon as we get off here though too. I'm about to go look it up.
season 2, it's following Jared Goff on the Lions, Kirk Cousins with the Falcons, and Joe Burrow with the Bengals. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
a
yeah.
really interesting season
Joey B.
for those three guys. I mean, you have Jared Goff, who thought he was going to be leading a Super Bowl winning team, and their very surprising
Oh
exit
yeah, Lions
to the
good.
Commanders.
They got a good squad
I mean, I
for
know, but
sure.
that was like, I mean, that was a big shock to lose the way that they did to the
They
Commanders.
did to the Commanders,
That'll
yeah.
all come to fruition, right? In quarterback, we'll get to see and go through that because a lot of people, I think, blame Jared Goff for that game and blowing that game. So it'd be interesting to see how that's aired on Netflix.
Yeah, he put a lot of interceptions that game,
Yeah,
I
you've
want to say.
got Kirk Cousins and getting seated by Michael Penix Jr. And
That's I don't understand that whole thing with that Atlanta, what they're doing with that. I would have got rid of Cousins or did something. I'm not just going to say, "Oh, you're a starter this year," but then we're going to just put you on the bench, still give you this much money, and then put in the rookie backup. I don't understand that.
it'll
And
be
then it put
curious.
so much
It'll be
pressure.
nice to see behind the scenes of that entire season and what kind of was going down and where those decisions were made and maybe even
Yeah.
get a little bit of insight into why they're keeping them, because we do have so
Hmm.
many questions about that. And then obviously the Bengals, the electric offense, triple crown winning season for Jamar, what I would consider to be an MVP caliber season for Joe Burrow, and the Bengals offense just being so electric, going 9-8 and missing the playoffs. The break in,
Yeah.
the drama, the
Up in the game this
intrigue,
year for sure.
um, a lot to unpack for all three quarterbacks in Netflix's
Yeah.
quarterback season 2. I think it'll be far more interesting than the first season of quarterback. Um, I'm very curious to see how it all goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like I said, you definitely have a lot of bright spots when it comes to Joey B and his options out there. So, I mean, yeah, he's obviously going to put up magnificent numbers. That's not going to be a question. Like you said, just the 9-8 missing the playoffs. Obviously, that can't happen again. I don't see that happening again, but it definitely can happen again, and that'll then make his chances better. The fact that you guys will be in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs, that are going to give him better chances because he put up good numbers last year. And I feel like if y'all would have made the playoffs and then, made a run, he would have definitely been had better chances to win it and been in that kind of race with the other quarterbacks to win it for sure. But him not making it just kind of what made him fall out for sure. But
Yeah, so it'll definitely, I mean, it'll be an interesting docu-series there on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen quarterback or receiver previously. But they're a lot of fun to follow. They give you a lot of fun insight into the
yeah, no, you told me about him before. Yeah, no, I'm gonna check out the trailer though. Like I said, as soon as we get off here, but I'm definitely
Get a
keep
little
my eye
look
on
into
it.
some people's lives and get to know them outside of football a little bit.
Yeah,
It's a good, it's definitely something for football fans and non-football fans alike. If you are a Taylor Swift girly who only got into the NFL because of Travis Kelce, this gives you good opportunity to learn about some of the other players on some of the other teams, get a little bit more of like who they are as people, which is always really fun and it humanizes these guys. And I think people forget and sports fans forget that they're human beings at the end of the day. They go home to their wives and kids or their families and their friends just the same way we do every single
yeah,
day. And they do a lot of work to maintain
we're sacrificing.
and sacrifice a lot to maintain the level of
Yeah,
excellence that they conduct themselves at. So, when the next time that you're hating on Kirk Cousins, like hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into like who he is as a guy and he's one of the, 35 guys that are taking starting snaps in the NFL in the 2024 season. So,
to it, I'll definitely be interested. Like I said, in that whole Falcon situation, because I just don't like how they're doing Michael Penix. In my opinion, it's just putting a lot of pressure on him. Having Kirk Cousins there, like as soon as he starts making mistakes, they're just going to throw Kirk right in. So I just don't understand that whole logic, but because it puts a lot of pressure on him. But I mean, I know that's part of the league, but I mean, as soon as he has a bad game or something, the fans are going to be screaming for Kirk to be right in the game. So nobody wants to have that over their shoulder. But I mean, that concludes our episode of the He Said, She Said Sports Talk podcast. We are your hosts. I am Big Red. This is Tony. As always, we appreciate y'all, and there's nothing but love and peace.